What's up, Bears fans? We got a mailback video coming up here on the channel. A lot of draft questions, quarterbacks, receivers, offensive line, lots of stuff to discuss. But I did want to kind of pose this question first. What do you guys think about Derek Barnett? So the Eagles released the edge rusher, Derek Barnett, former first-round pick, has had some success in this league, has had some injuries as well. He is subject to waivers, so he will go to waivers. But thought we'd just talk about this a little bit. Talented pass rusher who never really lived up to that first-round billing, but has been a part of that Eagles rotation for a while. If the Bears were to put in a waiver claim for him, they would basically just owe him a minimum salary for the rest of the season. And I think I would throw a dart here. I mean, Dominique Robinson has been a healthy scratch for a few weeks now. Yannick Ngakoue has been pretty disappointing this year. DeMarcus Walker's playing better on the interior right now than on the edge. Obviously, you have Montez Sweat, but why not bring in a guy like this, right? He's been a part of a winning organization for a while. He's a talented pass rusher, has a decent amount of sacks in his career. So just thought I would pose the question here on Chicago Bears Now. Let me know what you guys think. Should the Bears sign or claim, I should say, because I do think he'll be claimed, Derek Barnett off of waivers? Let me know in the comments why for yes or in for no. Be sure to subscribe to the channel because coming up, we answer much more of your questions. Hope everybody had a happy Thanksgiving. Harrison Graham here, signing off.
Do you want the Bears to win or lose games at this point? The rest of the season, you're 3-8, 6 games to go. Be honest with me. Type W for win or L for lose. What would you rather see happen? Get your votes in the comments. And coming up, we're going to answer your questions here on Chicago Bears Now because it is mailbag time. I'm Harrison Graham. You are watching Bears Now by Chat Sports. Chicago Bears Now is presented by True Classic. I'm rocking one of their polos today. Perfect gift this holiday season. Polos, t-shirts, sweatshirts, pants, jeans, a lot more available at trueclassic.com/chatsports. Holiday sale up to 60% off for the rest of this month. Get started with True Classic today. Let's get into your questions now. Marcus says, say we keep Fields. Would you rather take Marvin Harrison Jr. and Olu or MHJ and Brock Bowers? Man, that's a really good question. If I feel good about the offensive line play at set for center the rest of the season, which Olu's not going to help you there, he'd have to address center elsewhere. Call me crazy. I might go MHJ and Bowers. You could just create this insane offense with DJ Moore, Marvin Harrison, Cole Kmet, and Brock Bowers. That'd be pretty fun. Larry Lapper, you think they're going to bring in a coach for a QB they don't want for a third time in a row? You don't understand business then. Poles is smarter than that. I've said that they're like, I don't know how many times I have to say it, Larry. I've said they're probably going to draft a quarterback. I mean, I think the door's open for Fields to return, but I think if they have a top 2 pick, they will likely draft a quarterback. I've said that for weeks. I mean, you can question my knowledge if you want. You've done that for 3 years on this show. But, I've said it for – I'm not trying to be hostile here, but I feel like you hear what you want to hear when I talk. You don't hear when I say things like, yeah, Justin's been inconsistent. I think his good is more than good enough, and I think they're likely going to draft a quarterback. But, it is what it is. Trooper, fire Eberflus and Getsy and get good players. I think you have some good players. Definitely have to improve, but I think this roster has improved. I think Poles has done a decent job there, but he's also made some not great moves. Tremaine Edmonds for $72 million, not a very smart decision. Also, the Chase Claypool trade, not a good one. So, yeah, it's been very hit and miss with the roster building, but I do think the roster's in a better place. The salary cap's in a good place, and yes, there's no doubt the coaching is the biggest problem. It's problem number 1. Okay, hit that subscribe button if you want daily Bears videos. Join the channel today. It's 100% free. We've got you covered here on Chicago Bears Now. Do not miss out here on this channel. I'll tell you what is a good feeling, though. Throwing on a True Classic tee and some of their other gear as well. The holidays are here, and that means one thing. It is time to break out my favorite jeans, t-shirts, and sweaters from True Classic. Their ultra comfortable, perfect fitting essentials make for the perfect gift for the men in your life. Everything they make is crafted with premium fabrics to help you look and feel great anytime, anywhere, for any occasion. And guys, 60% off for the entire month of November. Black Friday sale all month long, up to 60% off site-wide at trueclassic.com/chatsports, trueclassic.com/chatsport. When it comes to sweatshirts, their hoodies and crews will become your go-to for casual Fridays, game days, and trips to the gym. I'm a huge fan of their zip hoodie as well. It's fantastic. It's perfect this time of year when it's chilly, but not super cold just yet, although depending on where you are, it might be pretty cold. Get the heavier sweatshirts they have as well. They've got these nice kind of jogger sweatpants. Also, I love the jeans, which I mentioned earlier. And this polo I'm rocking today, always rocking it on the golf course. It is fantastic. Any occasion, True Classic's got you covered. If you want to be more casual, if you want to spice it up, trueclassic.com/chatsports. Go check them out today. It's very simple, very classic. That's why it's called True Classic. 60% off in the month of November, up to 60% off at trueclassic.com/chatsports. Get started with True Classic today. That link is in the comments and in the description of this video. Bidzol Pugh, thoughts on Malik Nabers? Love him. LSU wide receiver. Right now, he's my number 2 receiver in this class. I'd go Marvin Harrison Jr. 1, Malik Nabers 2, Keon Coleman 3. It's a strong top 3. I do think MHJ is a step above, but Nabers is terrific, big play machine, and Keon Coleman's really good as well. So I would take any of those 3 dudes, but there's just I really want Marvin, man. I think he's a special player. Benzel also asked this: Curtis Samuel or Mooney as the number 3 receiver. I'd lean Mooney. Samuel's more of a gadget guy. Mooney's a good route runner. I like him as a slot. I think he's a good number 3. That's why you get a Marvin Harrison Jr. here opposite of DJ Moore, Darnell Mooney playing in the slot. That's a nice trio. I like that. I like that trio if the Bears can bring that group together. So appreciate the questions from Benzel here. Appreciate the super chats too as well. Larry, again here, I do understand everything, but you dance around about Fields. You're political. Be as decisive on him as you are on Eberflus getting fired. Larry, I've said he's inconsistent. I literally did a full video on this, Larry, what I need to see from Justin Fields over the final 5 weeks. It is a full 5-step plan. I don't know how much clearer I can be. I said I want to see 65+% of completions the rest of the year. He did that yesterday. Want to see at least a 2-to-1 touchdown ratio. He had 1 touchdown, no turnovers yesterday, so that was pretty good. He needs to win 4 of 7 games. He lost. Not great. He needs to, what were the other 2 things? There were 2 other things I wanted to see as well. I did a whole video on it. Maybe you didn't see it, Larry, but I don't know what else I can say. He's been up and down. The opinions do alter at times, but if he's not consistent, he's not going to be the guy. It's pretty cut and dry. I don't know what else I could say about it. Tito, Larry's got a little, I'm not calling him a clown, Tito. Let's not do that. We can disagree, but it just frustrates me when you say things when I literally do the opposite. I did a whole video on what I want to see from Justin Fields. Splash Boys, keep Flus, but as a defensive coordinator. Oh, one of the other ones, by the way, real quick, as I remember this, Larry, is build very strong chemistry with DJ Moore, which is we saw that before the injury. 7 for 96 and a touchdown. So that was positive on Sunday. Keep Flus, but as DC. In theory, that sounds good. I think the defense has improved, although they melted down late against Detroit. But you're not going to fire the head coach, but then ask him to stay as the defensive coordinator. It's just not going to happen. He'll probably be a DC elsewhere, but it won't be here. Trooper with the super chat. He says Bears need to keep Cole Kmet solid tight end. Well, he got extended before the season, so he's not going anywhere. You can still draft Brock Bowers, though. A lot of teams are going 2 tight end sets. The Bears run that a lot, so Bowers and Kmet 2 tight end set would be hard to stop for teams. We got Marvin's mother. Should we just embrace the tank at this point? Losing equals higher draft pick plus new coaching staff. It sucks to say. I mean, I'm fine with that. I would still like to see this team learn how to win some games, and having that Carolina pick is valuable. But what I don't want to see is you win just enough to like falsely convince Ryan Poles that Matt Eberflus is the answer, because he's just not. It's so obvious he's not. It is so obvious he's not. You're in charge. Be Ryan Poles. Who do you want the Bears to draft next year? Any player, multiple players, doesn't matter to me. You can send in your mock drafts in the comments as well. Who do you want to see the Bears draft? Ozzy Mondeus, after Kevin White and watching Millen, I don't know who Millen is, lose his career over bad receiver choices, are we sure we want to bet on a receiver in the first round? I don't know the Millen thing, but Kevin White, let me know. Oh, Matt Millen. Gotcha. I was like, Millen. Okay, I get it now. The Kevin White, first of all, Kevin White was a good prospect. He is not even close to the prospect Marvin Harrison Jr. is. Not even close. Marvin's a route running technician. He's 6'4". He can jump up and get it. He can get yards after the catch. He's got strong hands. He does it all. Kevin White had a little bit of an injury history too. That played out in the pros. So, yeah, I have no concerns drafting Marvin Harrison. I think he's a day one stud in the NFL. DC Viper, do you think the Bears have a big problem when it comes to safety? Their lack of availability is concerning. It's a problem. I don't know if it's a big problem. When Brisker's healthy, I think he's solid at strong safety. He's not great. He's underwhelmed me a bit, but he's a starter. Eddie Jackson, I think you're going to have to replace him. So, yeah, free safety, I think, is a position that is probably being overlooked right now when we look at the draft next year. But you can find someone in free agency potentially. You could draft someone on day 2. So, I don't think it's a big problem, DC Viper, but I do think it's an area that we should talk more about. Sam Laktara, number 6, prioritize hashtag Team Rolly. Rolly's not going anywhere, believe me on that. Team Rolly is here to stay. Ozzy, do you really think Harbaugh can win with – oh, we answered this one earlier. Yeah, exactly. Like, I think he could win with Fields. But, again, I would give him free reign to pick his quarterback. Like, this new staff needs to have more say once you move on from Flus, Getsy, etc. Agent Chartreuse, is this loss a blessing in disguise, meaning if the Bears do win, does Flus keep his job? Yeah, I get that angle of it. I still think for players that are going to be here long term, like at some point you got to learn how to win, especially against good teams. This team has not done that the last 2 years. So I don't know about a blessing in disguise. There is a silver lining to losses, that is draft positioning and that Flus might get fired. But it's not like if I woke up this morning after a win in Detroit, I would have just been like, well, Flus might stay. Like, that would not have been my first thought. Wasim Khan, do you think Poles and Harbaugh can coexist? This is a fair question. Harbaugh would likely want player personnel control. I'm not sure he's getting that in the NFL, because I think that's why he didn't get the Vikings job last year. I think he wanted player personnel control. They said no. They pivoted to Kevin O'Connell. Would Harbaugh agree to like a some say in personnel, but a GM still stays in place like a Ryan Poles? Maybe. But also, he's got less leverage with all the Michigan stuff going on right now, too. Like, if he's just looking to escape to the NFL, I don't think he has as much power as he probably did a year ago. Who's more likely to be gone? Going. Hashtag Team Rolly might be on the hot seat. Going in 2024. Type JF for Justin Fields or for Matt Eberflus. Oh, my goodness. Team Rolly. The hot seat has never been hotter for this guy. It's tough. JF for Justin Fields, Emmy for Matt Eberflus. My goodness, that was that was a tough sequence. More likely to be gone in 2024. Type Rolly if it's Rolly, because that's a tough little sequence there. The spelling's correct though now. He fixed that on the fly, so that's cool. Tedros, are we looking at this wrong? Will Justin even sign a contract after what we have put him through? Well, he's under contract next year, so it's not like he's not going to show up. Also, the Bears could exercise his 5th-year option. So the Bears have 2 years of team control at least if they want it. We'll see if they do pick up the 5th-year option. So that's more of like a year from now question if he's still on this team in 2024. But right now, that's not really a concern. Carlos, every Bears fan needs to be outside of Halsall yelling at that old hag, Virginia. She's 101. We're not yelling at Virginia McCaskey to sell the team. All they care about is money, but not the product. Let's not yell at Virginia. She's just an old lady at this point. But yeah, I mean, I get it. the ownership concerns are real. I do understand. Austin Cummings, can we get a shout-out for TJ Edwards, now leading the league in total tackles? Really good signing. 3 years, $19 million for him, and he's been much better than Tremaine Edmonds, 4 years, $72 million. So TJ Edwards has been good, man. That was a good pickup for sure. Warm Shy, what if we drafted one of the top 2 quarterbacks and kept Fields? Give the rookie some time to develop and see if we can trade Fields for more capital. If you're drafting a QB 1 or 2, you're trading Fields. Now, could you do what the Eagles did and take a QB on day 2 and keep Fields? Like Jaden Daniels, Bo Nix, whatever, they're going to develop for a year. And if Fields, producer Jeremy Chuggs, who's filling in, says Shador. I think he's going back to college. But you could go that route. Like if you're in between, like if you want to go Marvin Harrison high and you don't get one of the top 2 quarterbacks, but you still want to take a QB on day 2, you could certainly do that. All right, appreciate all of the questions here on the show. We do really appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel if you want more content on the Chicago Bears. It's youtube.com/Bears Now. We love you. We appreciate you. Bear down. More to come here on the channel.